Welcome to the Vitality Equation, exploring research in health and well-being one paper at a time.
Hey everyone, excited to dive into another interesting study today.
Me too. Always fascinating to see what new research is uncovering. What are we looking at today?
Today we're diving into a paper titled Differential Roles of RAD18 in Repressing Carcinogen and Oncogene-Driven Mutagenesis, Vivo.
Wow, that's a mouthful. Can we break that down a little? What exactly is RAD18 and what does mutagenesis mean in this context?
Yeah, absolutely. So our RAD18 is a gene, and the protein it produces is involved in DNA repair. Think of it as one of the body's internal cleanup crews, making sure our genetic code stays relatively error-free.
Exactly. And mutagenesis simply refers to the process by which mutations or changes in our DNA sequence occur. This paper explores how RAD18 helps to prevent those mutations, specifically those caused by carcinogens, things that can cause cancer, and oncogenes, which are genes that, when mutated or overexpressed, can also lead to cancer.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's about how this gene protects us from things that can damage our DNA and potentially lead to cancer. But what does in vivo mean? Is that important?
Good question. In vivo just means that the study was conducted within a living organism, usually animals in this kind of research, as opposed to in vitro, which would mean in a test tube or petri dish. So, this research looked at how RAD18 functions inside a living system, which gives us a more realistic picture of its role.
Right. So this is not just looking at cells in isolation, but how it all plays out in a complex system. What really strikes me is the implication for lifestyle choices. If RAD18 is involved in repairing damage from carcinogens, isn't it also highlighting the importance of avoiding those carcinogens in the first place? It's almost like this gene gives us a bit of wiggle room, but it's not an excuse to, start smoking 3 packs a day.
Totally. It's like having a good security system for your house. It's great to have, but you still want to lock your doors and windows. This research reinforces that foundational layer of health, avoiding known carcinogens like tobacco smoke, excessive sun exposure, and certain processed foods. So how does our RAD18 do its job exactly? What's the mechanism?
From what I understand, our RAD18 plays a key role in a process called post-replication repair. Basically, when DNA is being copied, sometimes errors slip through the initial proofreading mechanisms. Our RAD18 helps to recruit other proteins to the site of these errors to fix them after the replication process is complete. Think of it as the cleanup crew that comes in after the construction workers have left for the day.
That makes sense. So it's like a quality control checkpoint. And the paper mentions it has differential roles, meaning different roles in different situations. What kind of situations are we talking about here?
That's the really interesting part. The research suggests that our RAD18 might have different ways of dealing with DNA damage depending on what caused the damage in the first place. For example, it might respond differently to damage caused by a specific carcinogen compared to damage caused by an overactive oncogene.
So it's not just a generic repair mechanism. It's more targeted, almost like it can identify the source of the problem and tailor its response accordingly. Does the paper shed light on how it does that?
It gets pretty technical, but essentially it involves different protein interactions and signaling pathways. Our RAD18 interacts with different proteins depending on the type of DNA damage, and these interactions then trigger specific repair mechanisms. It's like having different tools in a toolbox for different kinds of repairs.
Okay, so that's at the cellular level, but how can we apply this knowledge to improve people's lives? Beyond just avoiding carcinogens, are there ways to boost RAD18's function or enhance DNA repair in general?
That's the million-dollar question. While we can't directly boost our RAD18's activity with a pill, understanding its role gives us clues about creating an environment where DNA repair can function optimally. And that's where lifestyle factors come back into play. We know that things like chronic inflammation can impair DNA repair processes.
Yes, and chronic stress too. There's a growing body of evidence linking chronic stress to impaired DNA repair. And that's where cognitive techniques like CBT come in. If we can help people manage their stress levels, we might be indirectly supporting their DNA repair mechanisms.
Absolutely. And mindfulness and meditation practices can also play a role in stress reduction. It's fascinating to think that something as simple as a daily meditation practice could have a tangible impact on our DNA repair capabilities. I'm thinking about how stress management isn't just about avoiding stressors, it's about developing coping mechanisms that can help navigate triggers and maintain healthy habits. It's not just about saying no to things, but more about saying yes to ourselves and our well being through consistent and deliberate action.
It all ties together, right? Stress affects sleep, and sleep is crucial for cellular repair processes. When we sleep, our bodies release hormones that promote tissue repair and regeneration. So, optimizing sleep hygiene, things like maintaining a regular sleep schedule, creating a dark and quiet sleep environment, and avoiding caffeine before bed, can have a significant impact.
That makes perfect sense. And from a cognitive perspective, sleep deprivation can impair cognitive function, making it harder to manage stress and make healthy choices. It's a vicious cycle. So, addressing sleep issues through CBT techniques like sleep restriction therapy or stimulus control can have a ripple effect, positively impacting both mental and physical health.
It's about creating a holistic approach, targeting multiple aspects of our lives to support optimal health. This research on RAD18 highlights the importance of protecting our DNA, but it also underscores the interconnectedness of our mind, body, and environment, and how early experiences can affect how we react to things. This is definitely a key area to explore for myself, and how I can approach managing potential risk in a balanced way with mindfulness techniques, without focusing on any kind of aversion or avoidance.
Definitely. And exercise plays a role too. Regular physical activity has been shown to improve DNA repair capacity. It might be because exercise helps to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and boost antioxidant levels, all of which can support cellular health. The idea of bioengineered muscle constructs sparks a fascinating thought experiment about what it means to exercise. If we could build tissue in the lab, what would it mean for the relationship between the mind and the body in promoting physical health and strength?
It's interesting to consider the cognitive aspects of exercise as well. Exercise has been shown to improve mood, reduce anxiety, and enhance cognitive function. And these cognitive benefits can, in turn, make it easier to stick to a healthy lifestyle and manage stress. The experimental design in this context sparked a thought about the importance of rigorous, controlled experiments to understand the fundamental processes of muscle growth and adaptation, and their underlying cognitive correlates in human populations. This reinforces my interest in leveraging cognitive behavioral principles to optimize treatment for musculoskeletal disorders.
It's like creating a positive feedback loop. Healthy habits support DNA repair, and improved DNA repair supports overall health, making it easier to maintain those healthy habits. What I'm getting from this is that this project is about more than just muscles. It's about understanding how to carefully create the right conditions for something to flourish. This principle of meticulous, controlled environments could easily be applied to my life. It's a meditation on cultivating positive habits, one controlled environment at a time.
Exactly. And this research also raises some interesting questions about personalized medicine. If our AD18 responds differently to different types of DNA damage, could we eventually tailor our preventative strategies based on an individual's genetic makeup and environmental exposures? Tissue-engineered skeletal muscle constructs could have profound implications for people with muscle-wasting diseases. Imagine the potential for personalized treatments that support muscle regeneration, leading to functional improvements and a better quality of life. This is not just about exercising better, it's about healing and rebuilding.
That's a fascinating point. Could we identify individuals who are particularly vulnerable to certain types of DNA damage and then provide them with targeted interventions, both lifestyle and potentially even pharmacological? The intricate interplay between hardware development and the operational considerations for a bespoke culture system to support tissue-engineered skeletal muscle constructs reminded me of the importance of meticulously considering cognitive biases and emotional responses when designing interventions for improved health. This raises questions about the optimal cognitive architecture for such interventions.
The idea of a bespoke culture system, tailored to specific needs, feels very powerful. This applies equally to personalized habits and self-care routines. If I can customize the growing conditions of cells, I can probably customize my own path to health and well-being. It really highlights that health is not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Definitely not. And what about future research directions? What are some of the key questions that this paper raises for you?
From my perspective, I'd love to see more research exploring the link between RAD18 and cognitive function. Does RAD18 play a role in protecting brain cells from DNA damage? Could interventions that support RAD18 function also improve cognitive resilience and protect against neurodegenerative diseases? I'm fascinated by the implications for personalized CBT strategies. Could we eventually use biological markers like the B or I, T1MCP, H1 function to identify individuals most likely to respond to specific CBT techniques? This could revolutionize our approach to mental health.
That's a great point. I'm also curious about the role of nutrition. Are there specific nutrients or dietary patterns that can support RAD1, 8 function and enhance DNA repair? Could specific foods like those high in antioxidants directly assist RAD1, 8 in its repair work? How can meditation techniques be incorporated into the design of this culture system to optimize growth conditions for the muscle tissues? What kind of microenvironments for meditation could be replicated and measured in relation to the growth of the tissue?
I'm interested in how exercise timing and intensity might impact our AD1, 8 function and DNA repair. Could we design exercise protocols that are specifically tailored to optimize cellular repair processes? Maybe certain types of exercise are better than others for promoting DNA repair. I learned that the G2M checkpoint is about more than just preventing errors during DNA replication. It's crucial for proper cell division. That suggests a significant link between cellular processes and physical fitness. This could lead to exercise routines tailored for specific biological processes.
Those are all excellent avenues for future research. It really highlights the complexity of the interplay between our genes, our environment, and our lifestyle choices. I think replication of this G2M checkpoint function research is great news. Knowing that there's a solid foundation for this research means that further exercise-based interventions that target specific cellular processes could be possible, potentially improving health outcomes.
I agree, and it reinforces the importance of taking a proactive and holistic approach to our health. It's not just about treating disease, it's about preventing it in the first place by creating an environment where our bodies can thrive. Understanding how the BRIT1MC-PH1 G2M checkpoint affects cellular regeneration processes is really intriguing. Maybe there are ways to translate this knowledge into sleep optimization and recovery strategies, specifically regarding muscle tissue repair. More research is needed on how sleep and cellular processes intersect.
Well, this has been a fascinating discussion. It's amazing how much we can learn from a single research paper and how many different avenues it can open up for future exploration.
Absolutely. It just goes to show that research is a continuous process, always building on previous findings and leading us to new discoveries.
Thanks for joining us on the Vitality Equation. We hope you found this discussion informative and inspiring. Until next time, take care and prioritize your well-being.